All right, we are here with Ming.
Hello.
It's a production day, pretty crazy production day. A lot of coffees that they've been roasting, but wanted to show you guys roasting the Raquel. So this is second or third batch of this coffee because the first one you already roasted the other day. So some of you might have already received the coffee. I know I already saw some people posting about it, but we wanted to show you guys, you know, what is it like to actually roast these collab coffees and how maybe they're slightly different than others and how this coffee has behaved and how maybe you can articulate you know, some of the things you see in this video to how the coffee tastes. But yeah, here we are. We're in the corner. So if you look at here is the shop. The roastery is behind the glass, and we're in the corner.
Yeah, well, we gotta wait for it to do one more heat cycle, so we will have to talk for a little bit anyways. But yeah, this is like the second big roast week for Raquel Lasso. First batch of orders was last week that should have been sent out, and hopefully most of you guys have already gotten it. But yeah, this is a pretty unique coffee for sure. For a washed coffee to be so red is a little bit unique. So we've had to definitely tweak and play with the roast profile quite a lot to get it to the right spot. But it's just like a very bright and vibrant coffee, like a lot more vibrant than your typical geshas. So we've done a couple of things to try to like highlight that, but also not let it get too crazy. But yeah, we have 4 batches to do today to finish out the roast day, and then we can finally call it for a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long day so far. But yeah, here we go.
Oh, beautiful. Smells super clean. Does
Yeah.
smell kind of red too.
Yeah, a little bit already. Kind of floral, very hibiscusy. We're doing 4,000 gram batches. It's about the limit of how much we can push the size for the speed that we're trying to roast at for this coffee. So it does mean we do quite a bit more batches. Some of our other coffees we can go a little bit higher on batch size. But yeah, just gotta wait for the machine to heat up and then we'll get going.
Yeah. Are you roasting this coffee like, you know, any hotter than other ones, or is it handled differently?
Yeah, and we've done a lot of tweaking of our washed profiles regardless anyways. So a lot of our more recent washed coffees are going to be a lot more vibrant than they were before. They are going to be hotter in general. We're kind of like maxing out the heat output of this loring basically. So we're trading off like convection speed for a bit more heat as a little bit more like layering of flavors and like a little bit of like a zestiness to it that's really nice, like add some more complexity.
Yeah, I have found some of the washed coffees from you in recent times to have a little more sparkle to them, a little more. And I think I did probably observe that change for the hotter heat, higher temperature.
Yep.
And that's something you guys should observe with this coffee as well.
Yeah. When you brew it right, you definitely get a lot more like sparkliness in the acidity with these sort of profiles that we're doing now. They are a little bit more risky because it's like so much hotter. Things can definitely run away from you if you're not careful. We definitely wasted some coffee in the beginning, like trialing, but we have it in a pretty good spot and understanding now. Definitely, I think with the loring, there's a lot of unique attributes that we're still finding out about day to day. Like you can definitely get a lot of kind of like built up roastiness or carbon dioxide kind of like taste that takes a while for it to rest out. But you can kind of sidestep that if you push it in the right way and push it hard enough, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I've also found with this adjusted roast profile, it really needs rest. What's fascinating is the first roast. If you taste the coffee like right out of the roaster, like right after he roasts it, you taste it, you're like, okay, we're already getting like 80 to 90% of what is in the coffee. You try it the next day or two, it doesn't taste like anything, and then you try it in like 5 weeks, then it's like, oh wow, it's crazy. So I think that might be due to, you know, obviously the loring, you need longer rest time at the roast profile you're at, but just for anybody who picks up, you know, washed coffee from Ming, you gotta let those coffees rest, unless you happen to be local and you get it the day up.
Yeah. If you do get it like close to the roast date, you can kind of like brew and get most of it for sure. It's a really weird thing. I don't know the reason for it, why it kind of like goes to sleep. It is a thing that many people have noticed in the past.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you can wait, it's obviously best to wait. You have like the least amount of issues getting like clarity of all the notes and extracting properly. We do kind of brew every day regardless, and we're still able to kind of get around it a little bit with just enough of like bloom times, and some recipes work a little bit better for that. But yeah, let it rest if you can.
All right, so we put the coffee in. You can see that it's washed.
We unfortunately have to wait for another heat cycle. We took a little bit of a break. Wait for you to get here to do the Raquel.
Yeah,
we got to get the thermal energy back into the same spot.
How much hotter is this now versus the before? Because like, I know you were going. I think you were going pretty hot for like the Pepe release that we did a few months ago. But this is hotter.
Yeah, hotter, faster, quite a bit faster. A decent amount more development, interestingly enough. I think like the more you kind of push like anaerobic fermentation, like a bit of what that Pepe coffee had, like you want to be careful. You don't want to like overdevelop it as much, but like closer to pure washed, you're definitely going to need to like really draw out the development a bit more to get kind of like the right balance of acidity and like less of like any sort of underdevelopment, but still trying to keep like florals as much as possible. But yeah, they're generally really fast roasts. We've been doing a lot of experimentation. We have almost like 500 gram batch sizes dialed in now. My goal is to one day just do all the roast profiling on this and not need to use the roast for roast profiling. But yeah, a lot of changes. I think you guys will be able to tell there's definitely a lot more like nice citrus attributes and like, you know, really nice like bright vibrantness to all the red flavors.
Yeah, I think definitely this profile, I feel, you know, a lot of sparkliness, acidity. It is more upfront, but still has that like balanced and sweet profile that you guys have enjoyed before from Ming's roasts. So kind of just more skewing now towards the louder vibrancy, I think, with the hotter temperature.
Yeah, I think like louder, but not like jaggedy, not like attacking your senses. Still a lot of like smoothness to the flavors and a little bit of like roundness that makes it like very pleasant and inviting. All right, should be getting close to starting this batch now.
I'm gonna roast on the loring. You know, with these roasting and production videos, it's a lot of the same, so we're trying to fill the time just talking about it. So this is a talking video. Yeah, this is the reality of roasting coffee is just have to wait for things to happen.
Yep. It's a lot of like buckle in, get comfortable, try to like maintain focus. But I am cupping last week's roast of this as well. If you want to try any.
Sure, I would love to try.
I'm going to put this over here.
The initial roast profiles that we've tried of it, definitely super red, rose hips, clean, loud.
Yeah, we have a different, I feel like we were playing mostly around with like how vibrant it was versus sweet, and then also like how much of the florals we want to keep versus like the red fruit. So there's like definitely like more floral forward ones that we had, and some more like definitely like fruit forward ones. For the event, it should be a lot of fun because we're gonna kind of mix and match some of the batches, and we're gonna pull some spro. So we'll try to like match the profiles to the brew style.
It'll be a lot of fun. Yeah. I guess I can cup this real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Coffee is now in the roaster. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna briefly taste this profile of the coffee while Ming is roasting right next to me. You guys haven't seen, we have a Moonwake cupping spoon. Is this for sale?
It will be for sale very soon. It'll be very similar to that.
Beautiful. I want one now. But let me taste this. Ooh, that's sweet. Really sweet, clean. Yeah, wow, that's really nice.
Pretty crisp, like crisp fruit. It is a week off roast, so
yeah, you taste the freshness.
Yeah, it's actually a bit more defined right off roast than it is right now. Week is like peak sweet time.
Yeah.
but you're still able to get quite a lot.
Clean, very red tasting, rose hips, loud, but clean. That's what's super awesome about this. Definitely very acidity forward, red, clean, but still, super balanced.
Yeah, definitely not like overly harsh in the acidity. There's still some like good definition to it. Very far away from being like brown or any sort of like roast inhibiting like the flavors.
But yeah, you guys have seen this 1,000 times, where coffee goes in here, it'll change color, and hopefully it'll taste great.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's been a while since the last collab video in here. We added a little port so that we could stick our stethoscope and listen in without having to use the trier hole. We added this monitor and like a Mac Mini, so now technically I don't need my laptop here anymore.
Yeah.
So we can just log it a little bit easier.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we've never done an actual tour of this roastery. Like there's color sorters, a bunch of other stuff here. Maybe we can do that if you guys want to see it at a later time.
Very small roastery.
Yeah, so this is the reality of production as we have shown you many, many times before. It's going to be a bit before you'll see anything happen, but I'll show you the coffee changing color. Of course, we're cupping this coffee too, 1 week off roast. It is tasting fantastic. I am really, really happy with how this coffee turned out, but we'll show you, the coffee dropping and all of that and so on and so forth. But for you guys who picked up the coffee, thank you so much. Yeah, I definitely want to show you guys at least like one of the coffee's batches getting roasted. So the coffee you see here is definitely going to be, shipped to one of you guys. So maybe you'll get lucky and see your coffee getting roasted in this video. Already seeing the coffee changing color.
Yeah, gone through the drying period for the most part. We don't like to push it too hard for drying, but we do also try to like slow it a tiny bit through yellowing, get a little bit more of the sweetness. But overall, still a very aggressive roast. We're close to like max power for the loring right now.
Making some slight changes on the roast.
Yeah, first batch after cooling a machine is always going to be the most finicky and tricky to get, tasting very consistent. Usually you want to keep things in a kind of like a very cadence cycle. That way the roaster energy stays kind of consistent as much as possible.
See the color's already changing, which is cool. You should make a dark roast. Take this past second crack for fun, see what happens.
We can do a double roast with another batch. Put some of it back in.
Things are happening. Oh wow, it smells nice already.
It's also one of the most loudly cracking beans that we've had.
Look at that. Looks great. You don't even see any, wow, okay, quality of coffee is really, really up there. I don't really see any defects or anything weird.
Yeah, the Quaker count is not super high at all, especially for geshas, which are finicky. There's a lot of unripe cherries typically. Raquel Lasso has done an incredible job. I mean, she's such a great producer and does so much for her community. Like, clearly she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the quality right there. Maybe hard to see on video, but when you guys get the coffee in, take a look at the beans, and you should be able to tell, even without sorting and looking at the coffees, you can just already see the quality of producing right there, which is awesome. I see maybe one Quaker.
There will never be zero. So now that we have the first batch done, I'm just going to run through and do our between batch protocol, and it should be a lot easier, smooth sailing from here on out.
Yep, so pretty much we just want to show one batch roasted. Obviously, I can show you everything of roasting all the batches. That's pretty much how it is. You roast one batch, throw more beans in, take the beans out, and rinse and repeat until all of the coffees are done. And hopefully your roasts are consistent, but already you guys are seeing that you guys have seen production here before. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, we're super consistent batch to batch. You know, I'm really excited. Hopefully you guys taste this soon and, you know, you love it just as much as we do.
Yeah, there might be some more of this coffee left. That you did get a lot of it, so if you like the first experience with the coffee, you might be able to order some more of it. But definitely, I would suggest you double up on this one. This is such an incredible coffee.
Yeah, especially for the price. So I think, like, I know you've done some espresso with it as well. I've been like itching to try some of that out. I think it's actually going to be a really good espresso.
Yeah,
coffee,
it is actually really good on espresso.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of you, some of these beans are going to go into bags for one of you guys in the video.
Yeah.
But yeah.
In other news,
Oh, whoa. Very cool.
do you want to take it out?
Sick. What is this? Look at this, guys. You know, I cup a lot of coffee, right?
Yeah, you love cupping, isn't that your favorite?
I love cupping. Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. We're going to have these on sale soon. Really nice gloss black and a more like stealth black one. It's matte. But we actually spent a stupid amount of time looking for the best cupping spoon shapes, materials, coating.
It's optimized.
Yeah, so it is, in my opinion, the best cupping spoon that you can get. But
It's got your logo on it, that's why.
yeah,
It's blue. Blue is the best color.
Pay extra for Brian's name on it.
Are there more than, is there only one of these? Or
There's only one Brian.
Oh, really? You don't want to make more?
We could if that's what people want.
All right. All right, well, here we go. Coffee is coming out of roaster. That is one of the batches, and then coffee is going to go in, and he's got a few batches of it to go through, and that is roasting. So yeah, that's what I just wanted to show, you know, just brief chatting about this coffee, roasting it. That coffee is going to go out to some of you guys, and yeah, there it is. That's all.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for tagging along.
Yeah, we'll have maybe one more video about this coffee, but all right. See you guys later.
All right,
Bye.
see ya.